Welcome to the Real Retirees of New Jersey, powered by Liberty Financial Group and Artemis Wealth Advisors. Randy and Peggy Fisher want to help you retire once and retire right. Get more information at therealretireesofnewjersey.com. They never throw the first punch, but they're always a knockout.
And, of course, therealretireesofnewjersey.com. You can find that information. We invite you to give it a click. You can find it here in the show notes. That's how you meet Randy Fisher, Peggy Fisher, Artemis Wealth Advisors at Liberty Financial Group. Thank you so much for streaming the Real Retirees of New Jersey podcast. My name is Mark Owens. You know it's going to be a good show, Peggy, Randy, when we start things off talking about colonoscopies. All right.
I love it. It's something like a good colonoscopy, right? You go under. That's my favorite part.
Wait,
now I know
on.
why Michael Jackson.
She's still going. She's just rolling along.
Yeah,
she's just rolling along.
No, you know how Michael Jackson died, right? From a doctor who was giving him just like how you get for the colonoscopy, a little bit of that
Anesthesia?
gas.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, and then when you wake
Sounds
up,
like you
you're
got a lot
like,
of it.
yeah. Well, he got that every night, but it's like the best sleep when you come out of there. You felt like you slept for like 12 days. You're like, yes, this is great. I love
Randy,
it.
she is selling a colonoscopy like happy hour.
I'm telling
So
you,
much fun and wonderful and
I don't have
enjoyable.
the prep, but I love that feeling when you're waking up out of that.
I think we should run Be Real and let everybody hear really what you guys talk about behind the scenes.
Just making fun of you.
Colonoscopies.
You ain't making fun of me.
Most of the time. I did when I got did I tell you this when I got my mouth surgery earlier this summer, and they put me under, and they always say, when you wake up, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna scream? Are you gonna yell? Like, I hate my dad. Like, how are you gonna react as you're coming off the anesthesia? And as I was waking up, apparently all I did, because I had all my front teeth ripped out, all I kept saying is, give me a mirror, give me a mirror, give me a mirror. And they finally gave me the mirror.
You were a bumble.
Yes, but remember, I had no teeth because they had to put the bridge in.
Do.
And then I looked at myself, and again, I don't remember any of this. I looked at myself in the mirror, and all I said was, I ain't got no teeth.
It's a little different than the colonoscopy where you wake up, you fart, and you...
What
the hell is going on here today?
Listen, we're talking about retirees and things like that. They know about farts. I mean, come on. Like, this is what happens when you come out of a colonoscopy.
You're an old fart. That's what you are, an old fart. This podcast went from financial services to talking about shit coming out of someone's ass.
Well, why not?
As opposed to where else would it come out of?
Well, it comes out of her mouth, too.
Oh, my God.
But what is that? They do was it colon broom? No, what is the one where you can get a colonoscopy, but you don't have to go in? You have to poop in a box and send it in?
That's nasty.
Yeah.
What?
We've
Where
seen
are you
that.
doing this?
You can, there's a little white box. Somebody listen.
Okay.
And you call in, and instead of actually going in and having to go through the process, you still got to pay for it. Insurance, I don't think, covers it, but they send you a box, you poop in it, and then you put the box back together. And then
every podcast we have go down a rabbit hole.
I love it.
Now we're talking about shitting in boxes.
Wait, you mean you could do that instead of doing the colonoscopy? I would do that every day of the week.
No.
Instead of I can't stand drinking that stuff and, sitting on the bowl for hours at a time. It's like a wreck.
This is disgusting. I'm hanging up.
Is this his hot button issue after all these years together? We found the one thing that upsets
This is what's upsetting you, Randy? Okay. No, and tying that in, though, my poor dog, too. I think that's where I came up with this whole entire thing. My poor dog, she had to go to the vet today because she had to and thank God now everything's okay.
What'd you feed her?
You know what? Not what I fed her. It's what Randy fed her.
What else is
That's
there?
what I asked. I asked the question, what'd you feed her?
It's always me.
The kids asked the question, what'd you feed her?
Listen, the moon was obstructed by the clouds. It's my fault.
When in doubt, blame Randy.
It's the truth.
I got to poop in a box. I'm blaming Randy Fisher.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's an easy way to do things. That'd be real easy.
That's like a survival.
We're back to that again?
Yes.
Well, it's fascinating. I got to find it. Listen, Randy's going to monologue here in a second about Social Security, and as he's doing that, I'm going to look it up and find out what it is. So with that being said,
I'm not talking about anything today. I'm done.
Here are the Real Retirees of New Jersey. Let's get to it. Social Security, they're changing the age again. Those sons of... What is going on? Younger adults aren't expecting to get Social Security anyway. So why does it really, let's be honest, why does it even matter at this point? Because I feel like Social Security has become like a unicorn. If you get it, if you see it, great, but don't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way people are looking at things these days. And it's funny that you said about the younger group, though. Polled, only 37% of the ages of 30 and 49 expect to receive Social Security. That's pretty incredible if you think about it.
Really?
Yeah, that's
selfish,
what they're saying.
meme based They don't think they're going to get something?
Yeah.
But if you've been
a corner office and a $100,000 salary with 40 weeks off of work, when they get out of college, right?
And they want to stay home and work, too.
But they're not going to have Social Security.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I don't know. That's what they say, that the young don't even believe it'll be around.
I think the young don't believe in anything.
Okay.
But if I've been paying into it, okay, put me in that category. I think I may get some, but I don't feel like I'm going to get my full benefits when I can draw Social Security. So I got to be honest, kind of ticks me off because I've been paying into it my whole life.
Yeah, and that's what everyone says. I mean, listen, if you're paying into it, you better get that money back, right?
But it's just math.
I know.
The fact of the matter is, it's math.
That's what Randy always says. It's just the simple math.
I mean,
He didn't say that.
you
Randy.
can't argue with math.
Nope,
I mean,
you
it's
can't.
what it is.
What do you mean?
When it first came out, there were 16 people contributing for every one person taken out of Social Security.
Right.
And let's be even more honest. When you first started Social Security way back when this damn thing started almost 100 years ago.
Wait, and Randy, can I just say a little fun fact on that?
Here we go.
When did Social Security get created?
Here she
Do we
comes.
know the answer to that?
What?
1913.
1935.
Okay, I was close.
And it was signed into law January 1st, 1940. And who was the first person who ever
It was
collected?
a woman, I can't remember her name.
Ida Fuller collected her first Social Security check. Guess how much it was?
$13.
Close.
$90.
$22.54.
That was when money was money.
Yeah, and that's when they thought that you were going to die quick anyway. They're like, yeah, okay, we'll give them
That's
some
the point I
Social
was
Security.
getting at, but I got cut off for fun facts. Like in a box, let's just go back to that conversation.
Yeah,
Back in 1912, who was the first person to poop in a box?
They didn't have colonoscopies
Who was
back
the first
then.
person to ever get a colonoscopy?
They just died at 40.
Their insurance cover it? I don't know.
Going back to my point, though, because you always like to me bring up some valid points here.
Yeah, let's circle
I
back.
would like
Rand.
that, yeah.
Circle
Yeah,
back.
we're gonna circle
back,
back.
Jen Psaki. You were supposed to collect the check at 65. Male mortality was 59. You were already supposed to be dead for 5
Exactly.
years.
I know. That's why I'm like, yeah, we'll give you some money.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a mathematical formula that's absolutely perfect. It was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Right? And then, think about that. It was called Social Security insurance because it was insurance against you living too long before you had to take a dirt nap.
Right.
So when you stopped working, because they didn't have retirement back then, right?
Nope.
There was no retirement. Retirement was you couldn't move anymore. And you sat on the porch, you were handed a glass of lemonade, and hopefully a few months later you weren't there, so no one else had to take care of you.
Right.
That's the way it used to work.
Yeah.
Not anymore. With Social Security, when that kicked in, the longest paycheck potentially back then, longest meaning that, when you first started, who was going to collect the longest?
Yep.
Was about an average 2 years.
I know. It's crazy.
You know what the
Now.
average is now?
Yeah.
Over 24.
Yeah. The mortality rate. We're living
Well, how
longer.
about this? I mentioned before there was 16 people for every one
Yeah.
taking out. So 16 people putting money in,
Right.
plus money from the businesses,
Yeah.
right? That's called payroll deduction. There's 2 people putting money in right now for every one person
I know.
taking
It's
out.
crazy. How do you keep up with that, right?
Mark's silent right now because he's looking up where can we crap in a box.
No, number one, I'm just listening.
No,
Yes.
you're not.
And number two, I already found where you poop in a box.
See?
It's called Cologuard. COLOGUARD. Cologuard.
Beautiful.
Color guard. I'm looking into that.
Not color guard.
No, Colo. Like Colo.
I can
Colo.
I guarantee the color's brown.
Colon.
Like colon.
Colon. Yes,
Like
got
colon.
it. Like colonoscopy.
Yeah. All right. So for
Back
those.
to Social Security,
Let's go back to
so-
Social Security.
It's
So,
like crapping in a box.
but for those, like we expect it, now we don't think we're going to get it. Give me some alternatives. What can I use? Because a lot of people are going to be relying on that Social Security check in retirement. What are some options?
Well, listen, right now, 74% of Americans, their primary source of income is what?
Social Security.
Social Security.
Right.
That's disgusting.
They're relying on that.
Because they're not doing anything else.
It's
Or they
great.
didn't do anything
You're
else,
right,
I should
exactly.
say, right? And then everybody says, well, I made a lot of mistakes and this, that, the next. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody loses money. Everybody makes money. Everybody, makes a mistake. The fact of the matter is get over it. You can't go backward. You can always go forward.
But then the crazier thing to add to that is, as of today on the news, Americans need how much million to
Peggy
retire
woke up early
comfortably?
Peggy woke up early today.
Here's the thing, though.
That keeps changing.
It does, see, I was going to.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say that.
Most
It
recent
is
one
the
I saw was.
stupidest answers I've ever gotten in my
It
entire
says
life.
the report today is Americans need 1.2 to 1.8.
Who does? Who does?
Americans.
Americans.
Oh, every American?
That's what they need to. It says to retire comfortably.
Okay,
Now,
so
my
the
thing is,
person
then
who's
we always-
accustomed to living on a $500,000 a year salary, they're good with $1.5 million?
No, probably
No.
not. No.
The person who makes minimum wage, are they good with $1.5 million?
Yeah, I would think
They just hit a lottery.
Yeah, they hit the
right?
lottery.
So it's all relevant.
It is.
I love
correct.
when you say that. It's all absolutely relevant. How about if I have a $1.5 million retirement fund and I'm living in, I don't know, Santa Monica, California,
Yeah.
versus Podunk Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, in Podunk, they ain't got taxes the way they do in California.
Right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And the cost of living is totally different, right? So it is, yes.
Everybody's retirement purposes are uniquely different than everybody else's.
That is correct.
So those that are listening that think that you need $1.5 million because Peggy just said that, you don't. Okay? You don't need $1.5 million. You can get away with a lot less.
Yeah, of course you
It
can.
depends on how you want to live, what you have. Do you have debt? Do you have a pension? What's your Social Security? Where are you going to live?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of variables.
Well, and not only that too, but another thing is like also, I think you would need in your go-go years, right? So when you first retire, a little bit more, maybe because you want to go and do stuff as opposed to, later on when you're sitting around in your slow-go years and not doing just as the same,
Let
right?
me rain on your parade, too.
Don't rain on the parade.
Ready?
He's going to rain on the parade. What are we doing?
The average American has between $180,000 and $250,000 saved for retirement that are under age 60.
Yeah.
You're a far cry. You're not like a Tic Tac away or an M&M away from $1.5 million when you got $200,000 in the bank. That's not.
No, I agree.
Okay, it's far off.
Yeah.
So for you to take place and say, okay, I'm going to have X number of dollars. I'll give you another example. If you put away $300 every week for 25 years,
Okay.
at a 7% interest rate, you'll have about $700,000.
Mark, do the math. You better correct this guy. Do the math because you know how he comes up with these crazy numbers. And
I did the math. I have show notes.
what's the math then, Randy? Go to it.
Okay, let me find the page. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm going to find the page.
So hilarious.
First time I actually have show notes in 6 years.
Wait, hold on. 300 times 52 weeks a year. That's 15,600.
It's not the way it works.
You just said save $300 a week.
Okay, so
That's not the way it works.
15,600. Let's keep going, Mark.
You said $300 times 52 weeks a year.
We
That's
did it. Go ahead.
15,600 times 25 years. You say 25 years?
Yep, he sure did.
All right,
390,000.
Okay. At what, 7%?
Times 0.07. 27,300 is
She don't
7%
even
of
know
that.
what she's doing.
Yes.
She has no
where
idea.
are your show notes, Randy?
2.7.
Help us out with this.
Did you take into consideration compound growth? No, you did not.
We weren't
Okay.
talking about that right away.
You did.
But you were asking,
We weren't talking about that
But
right
Mark, what you were
away.
asking is what are other things that you could use too?
I'm looking for other options for income and retirement.
So personal savings. A lot of people now are like saving, are trying, we hope, trying to save in other ways, 401ks, 403bs, things like that. Because pensions, to most, those are long gone, I would say.
Pretty much.
Right? Exactly. We have other avenues that you could do it too. Rental income. Let's say you have some kind of rental properties. Rental, if you can get that, like a check per month to help you out.
$300 a month invested at 7%. If you start at age 25, by 65, you have $750,000.
All right.
Was that your phone? Was that a text going off?
Yeah, no, they're already calling us saying, "Oh my God, what the hell's happening over
They
there?"
want to know where they can get that box.
Where's the colon?
Where's
box?
that box? Here's a couple other rules of thumb. I hate rules of thumb, right? I also listened to the same stupid ass show that you were watching this morning too.
Yeah.
But we were in different rooms.
Yeah, no, it's funny when we were talking about the show today. I'm
I
like,
love it.
Grant,
She's
did
like,
you
"Did you
hear?"
know? Did you
And then he
know?
literally says my words before I was about to say it. He goes, "Yes, I did hear that 23%."
I knew she was watching it. But a rule of thumb, it's basically 25 times your annual expenses.
Right.
So, that's where they come up with it. Well, if you have $60,000 a year of annual expenses in retirement, right? 60,000 times 25 is $1.5 million. That's where they come up with these
There it is.
stupid numbers.
And there it is.
Right? How many people use $60,000 a year for expenses? I don't know, right?
lot,
So
maybe not
who
a lot,
knows?
right.
Some people use $120,000 worth of expenses. Some people like $240,000, like Peggy does. So, right? Yeah, you look at me.
I just
Yeah.
eyed him up. Oh my God.
Yeah, she eyed me.
I gave him the eye.
That was for all the pocketbooks and everything else. She had.
So all the Louis Vuitton.
we don't
belts
take
and
all of those
pocketbooks
things
and
into
jewelry.
consideration.
We weren't talking about that. Okay.
Hopefully, by the time you retire, you've bought everything possible, and we don't have to buy anything anymore.
That sounds like a good plan.
That is the plan.
Yes.
So, but again, ladies and gentlemen, it's totally different for every single person. So when you think you're cornered in a box and you're saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start," listen, if you haven't started and you're 60, start now.
Yeah. Start the
Better,
saving.
it's better than not.
Start saving your pennies, right?
If you're 25, man, you can really put a big dent in it.
Yeah, big
and,
time.
And the interesting part about that is Once you start to put away money and you start being accustomed to that money being taken out of your paycheck or out of your savings or out of your monthly stipend, it becomes a habit, right? And then the habit just becomes compounded on top of each other over and over and over again.
And even if you just
and
save
it becomes
the smallest
very
amount
easy.
and then say, okay, well, you know what? I saved this much. Wow, look at that. I could save a little bit more. Wow, look at that, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit by little bit.
When it comes to income and saving and compounding, tell me what I could be doing right now, because we mentioned it a little bit earlier. And if you're, what'd you say the fact was, if you're under the age of 49, you just assume you're not going to get Social Security at all.
Yeah, true.
So what can we do?
Not true.
What do you mean? Oh, the poll.
Yeah, the poll.
Her stats and her facts.
Yeah.
Well, they
Fake
say,
news.
Well, they say 30% of all stats are made up right here on the spot. But so,
Yes. I like that.
so what can or what should the adults who feel they will not be getting Social Security, what should they be doing right now?
I think they should start a budget and start saving. Budget, saving. It's the two worst things that you want to say is budget and savings.
Why don't you stick somebody in the eye with
I know. Exactly. But you know what?
We're supposed to be gaining people subscribing to this thing instead of losing them.
But it is the truth. I mean, if you're not
So far, we're talking about crapping in a box, and we're talking about budgets and savings. Okay, great.
Oh, my God.
This is topic of choice today.
I think this is a great one, to be honest with you.
Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, no,
Well, a lot of people call this a crappy situation, so I want to know how we can build a budget.
I like that. That was good.
Budget.
I like how you typed that in. Sorry. No, we talk
like
about
an
it.
F-bomb.
Yeah, but no, we talk to people about that when they do come in. Hey, okay, what's the budget? And then I love when the husband and wife
One dives out the window.
Yeah, no, because one goes, we don't have any debt, and the other one will go, well, okay, the $10,000 worth of credit cards. Okay, the cable that costs $500 a month. $500 a month. Yeah, well, we have all the streaming channels, and then it's and then when you go and you add up all those budgets, it's
How about
we
don't spend any money.
Oh, that's it. We don't spend any money. Oh,
We only go away every other month around
the
the world.
best was the client in a day ago. This is why the husband goes, we don't spend any money, and she goes.
She looked at him funny.
And wait,
we were waiting
he
for
goes,
something to come
I
out
used
of
to
her
love
mouth.
to go out to eat. She goes, we go out to eat 4 times a week. We were laughing so hard. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone because he would be like, we just don't do anything anymore.
60% of the time he's not home.
It was hilarious. It was great.
And then he's like, we used to travel, but
used to
now we only travel every other month.
Yeah, and he's like, and we're going to Beijing. He started naming off the most beautiful places.
Yeah.
He's like, Beijing's. And he goes,
Paris,
I said, you guys got any trips planned? Yeah, Paris, Beijing,
We don't travel
Singapore,
anymore.
Belize, but we haven't traveled. And then he goes, we don't have any jewelry or anything like that.
Oh,
He
geez.
but then he proceeds to tell me how he goes swimming at the Princeton Club in New Jersey. Everybody knows New Jersey. Princeton is like one of the most beautiful places. I know what that's got to cost a month. It makes me laugh. And what we were saying about this is what one person thinks is a lot in spending or a lot in doing to somebody else is
Need I say any more?
yeah.
Need I say any more?
But
Didn't I say this the entire podcast?
It's true. I'm circling back.
Yeah.
See that?
That's-
Miranda? Circling back.
Way to circle back.
listen, Jen, nice job right there. Because
Thank
brought it
you. Thank
all
you.
right back. How can we have the income in retirement if we don't have Social Security? Budget, get on the same page. You may not think you're spending a lot of money, but maybe you are.
Here's what you need to do. If you're working, maximize your Social Security. Maximize your 401k.
Yes.
Period. The end. That's
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah.
Number one. If you're putting away 2%, increase it to 3 or 4%. Then increase it to 5 or 6. Then increase it to 10. Maximize the damn thing. Free money if a match, great. If
Yeah,
they're not
can't beat
matching,
that.
at least you're banging out some
Right.
money and you're putting it away.
Exactly.
Out of sight, out of mind. It's reducing your salary. It's reducing your immediate taxation. You're growing some money.
Yeah.
From there, once you max that out, then you look for other sources of retirement savings in which you can do. Next step on top of that is wipe out your debt.
Yeah.
So if you have any credit card debts, things like that, car payments, leases, whatever it may be,
Try to get
you
that
want
under
to wipe
control.
those down.
Yep, exactly.
A regular mortgage is fine. Having a mortgage and a home equity line of credit and other debt, no good.
Little too much.
Little too much leverage, right? So, do you have to have your mortgage paid off when you retire? No, you don't. As long as you have more money coming in than going out, you're fine. Right? You've done it your whole life. What's the rule that says you must have a paid off house when you retire?
There is
no
rule.
rule. Right? You've been doing it your entire life. You have a paycheck, money comes in the door, you pay your bills, you live in your house, everything's fine. Who the hell says you have to have your mortgage paid off?
Nobody says
Does it
that.
help? Sure,
Yeah,
it helps.
sure.
It makes it a little bit easier. It makes cash flow a little easier, a little better. But it's not an absolute fact It's not a rule of thumb you have to have.
No, because what do we always say, Rand? Income is the outcome that matters the most.
Look,
in retirement.
she's learning.
There it is.
She's learning.
There it is.
The other thing to maximize is if there's a Roth option
Yes.
within your 401k or contribute to a Roth. If you have income, obviously you have to have some income in order to do those things, and you make under a certain amount of money that you're not phased out on. Roth IRA basically is after-tax money that you're putting away. It's growing tax deferred, meaning you don't pay taxes on any of the growth. And when you want to take money out of it after a period of time, 59 and a half or older, it's basically tax-free forever.
Right.
So tax-free money means Uncle Sam doesn't get their bite of the apple later. They're basically, you're paying it up front and you're never actually having to pay another dollar worth of taxes on that money. That goes a long way.
That's true.
So that's something else to do there too.
We also had another client come in the other day, which I thought was very interesting. They were in their late 50s, early 60s, and they were saying he has his little side hustle, and so does she. And that side hustle, they don't touch. That side hustle is their retirement, like, little buckets of money, which is a nice little thing to have too. And they just put that to the side, and they know, hey, listen, that
Peggy's got a side hustle. Comes home with lots of singles.
It's so crazy.
And now it's tax-free because it's tips.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, can't beat that. Thanks, Donald Trump.
Something else to look at is this. If you think you're behind the eight ball and you really don't have a lot of money, right?
Yep.
So let's say I have, I don't know, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000. And I'm still going to obviously save moving forward. Number one is I want to make sure that $200,000, $300,000 doesn't turn into $150,000.
Exactly.
How can that happen?
Right.
Mistakes, market fluctuation, doing some bad stuff, risk adjustments, on and on.
Right.
Other instruments in which to look at, ladies and gentlemen, which would help you tremendously is a pension type of atmosphere. What tool can you use to create a pension type of atmosphere?
One of my favorite tools out
there.
There
You go.
Andy,
What is it?
An annuity.
An annuity.
An annuity is a Social Security payment. We say that all the time.
An annuity is a leveraged asset. Thinking of it this way is you literally can get a paycheck for the rest of your life on a dollar value that's far less than what you actually need to put in.
All right.
Calculated mathematically. So in plain English, ladies and gentlemen, if I have a smaller amount of money and I want to create a lifetime income for myself and never run out of money, an annuity guarantees that to happen.
It sure does.
So when you couple that with Social Security, it's an extra paycheck.
Yes.
Now, whatever other money that you accumulate between now and whenever you retire, that can be a variable bucket of money. It could be a discretionary fund. It could be something that you pull money out of when you want to. But now if you have two forms of guaranteed income sources where you have Social Security and an annuity
Very
payment,
nice in retirement.
that's pretty damn
That's
good, right?
right.
So instead of actually getting an annuity pension from your employer,
Right.
you've created an annuity pension from a personal account of your own.
Exactly.
So it's a great way to actually leverage the money that you basically have.
Yeah.
So you're able to get more money out of it because you're basically saying, I'm pushing the risk off onto the insurance company instead of on you.
That's right. And as you say, Rand, as long as you can fog a mirror, you're going to get that.
That's the bottom line. And you can do it for both spouses, right?
Right.
So you can do it for a lifetime survivorship payout as well. So
absolutely.
They've evolved pretty good there.
It only took us 23 and a half minutes, but we finally got away from pooping in a box to talk about building income in retirement. I'm proud of both of you so much. By the way,
Congratulations.
check your phone.
I already did. I laughed my ass off.
We could talk about pole dancing.
Poop in
All
a
right,
box.
so that's about it for this week's Real Retirees of New Jersey. Thank you for the information, and I apologize. Get more at therealretireesofnewjersey.com. You can find it all here in the show notes. We'll be back next week. For Peggy Fisher, for Randy Fisher, this has been the Real Retirees of New Jersey podcast, all powered by Artemis Wealth Advisors, Cologuard, and Liberty Financial Group.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Investment advisor services offered through Artemis Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Artemis Wealth Advisors is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Randolph A. Fisher, insurance license number 9616074, and Liberty Financial Group, LLC, and Peggy Fisher, national license number 189-42003 and 570-5833.